Hello, people. Welcome back to Joey's Movie Blog. I am host Joey Strandberg. So today I got some topics I want to discuss. Ooh, Batman is not looking so good back there. I think he had a bit too much to drink last night. Anyway, um, so I decided I'm going to use this time to do a ranking I've been wanting to do for a little while. Um, talk about a talk about 1917, which is a film that I saw back in theaters. Loved it. Thought I would talk about the picture and audio quality and all that stuff. So we got two people in here. I will start at around. I will start around 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, a lot of crazy things are happening with how the government has been in my state. And I have a small TV back there. I'm trying to figure out what. Ooh, that looks kind of funny. Um, it's just my poster, but yeah, I got a small TV back there. I don't know what to do with. If you guys have any questions, submit them. We will begin in about 3 minutes. Just waiting for more people to get in here. I also shaved yesterday. I look absolutely weird right now. I look like Baby Yoda right now. Like that stuff. I also need to work on getting a better backdrop put together for these live shows since I'm going to be doing them a bit more often since I'm in quarantine for the next 2 weeks and social distancing is in effect until the 30th. It is just insane how a lot of this just came out. Just like a lot of movies have been delayed. Um, a lot of concerts are being canceled. Prom and my most proms are canceled. Graduation at my high school this year might be canceled, which isn't going to be fun for some people. It is insane. 2020 is easily one of the craziest years in my life. "30 seconds, so if you have any last minute questions, put them down in the chat. So we're at the 5 minute mark. It is time to get into today's topics. And the first one we're going to be talking about is 1917 on 4K UHD Blu ray. So I saw this film in theaters in January because that's when it came to my area. I love 1917. It is one of the best shot films I've ever seen. Haven't seen Parasite yet, but this was my choice for best direction. Yeah, and in terms of the 4K quality, it looked incredible on 4K. It and it sounded incredible as well. And I'd give picture and audio a 5 out of 5. And the movie is A+ film. I think it was like number 4. It's like number 4 in my ranking of the year 2019. This film is great. And in terms of what the packaging is like, there's the front. Gotta get, yeah, there's the front. There's the back with all your uh, 4 times sharper than full HD. You got the shot where the main character's running to get to the colonel's bunker area. You got your special features, the stuff you already know you need unless you don't have a 4K TV. Your digital movies anywhere stuff, and all your tech specs. And then you take it off. Same thing. You got your digital copy code, which I will be using. And then you got your 2 discs. Yeah. And I'm going to do what M for Movies does not do and put the slipcover back on. Yeah. So, with that out of the way, it's time we're going to be doing something I've been wanting to do on this channel for a while, and that is a franchise rank. Now, this is something that I wanted to do when Rise of Skywalker came out. I had it planned on my schedule, and then I saw the film. I was a bit frustrated by it, wasn't sure where to rank it. And when I saw it again, I was really, really busy. And I figured since it comes out on Blu ray in the US tomorrow, I would drop my ranking of all the Star Wars movies, live action at least. I won't be counting the really crappy Clone Wars animated movie from 2008. Because haven't seen that movie in a while. I don't remember having fond memories of it. Have no urge to go back and rewatch it. So we're gonna start off with number 11, Star Wars Episode 2: Attack the Clones. Boy, this movie is a snooze fest just to get through. It especially in the second act where it's the romance story and and I wouldn't mind it if the chemistry was actually existent, which it wasn't. And the CGI is very, very painful to watch, and it's the one that I'm least looking forward to when I get the 4K Blu-rays. Number 10 is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Then The Phantom Menace, I have some enjoyment for. I love the lightsaber duel. I love the score by John Williams. I like Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon. I like the pod racing scene. And that's about it for what I liked. The CGI is going to look painful on 4K. It already looks painful enough on Blu-ray, and it just does not hold up at all. And I don't blame Jake Lloyd on this, but he did not give a great performance, and I think it was a mistake to have Anakin as a little kid. I think they should have had him be around Luke's age in A New Hope. And yeah, and the whole Senate meeting thing, half the time I watched the film, most of the time when I watched a film, I skip those just to get to the third act. And the third act is like top three material because of the lightsaber fight, but then you got the other action set pieces that drag the third act. Well, I wouldn't say it dragged it, but they weren't as interesting as the um, lightsaber duel. You could have cut the Gungan battle and the space fight out entirely. That's what I would have done. And then coming in at number 9 is Solo, a Star Wars story. Now, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I kind of like Solo. I don't think it's the best Star Wars movie, obviously, with its ranking, nor do I think it's the worst. I enjoy all the performances, the train heist scene. I enjoy all the action scenes. The reason why it's this low, though, is the fact that it's very predictable, and I could probably skip this in all my Star Wars marathons. Number 8, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I think this film is kind of similar with Solo. I think it has really fun action scenes, really great humor, and I enjoy Donnie Yen's character, Chirrut Imwe. K2SO is great. I love some of the ways it ties into New Hope, and I love the Darth Vader scene. Number 7. This is a bit unpopular ranking to put it. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith is a film that kind of frustrates me a little bit. It has some of my favorite moments in the entire saga that could put it in like the top 3. It's like it's top 3 material, but it has some of my least favorite moments of the saga, like Vader going, "No!" Yeah, don't ignore that part. Then there's a lot of other things. Like I thought Padme in this movie was just terrible. Um, and there's some atrocious writing. But the lightsaber fights, most of them are really, really good, even though it does have my least favorite lightsaber fight in the entire saga with Mace Windu fighting off the Jedi. Number 6 is the newly released Star Wars Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I have very mixed opinions on The Rise of Skywalker. I really like Rise of Skywalker for the most part. It's a very rushed conclusion to the saga. It ended things in a satisfying way, but it hit some bumps in the road, and I think it was a mistake to bring Palpatine back. Really, I could tell, and this isn't a film that made me realize that Disney didn't really have a plan for this entire trilogy. Number 5, The Force Awakens. Now, I remember seeing this in theaters. I was in 6th grade. Um, I It was one of the greatest theater experiences I ever had, and I was a bit worried that when it came out on Blu-ray, that it wouldn't hold up. No, it held up immensely. I love the new characters. I love Finn, who, in my opinion, is completely wasted in this new trilogy. Um, there was so much they could do. I like Ray. No, I do not think Ray is a Mary Sue. Um, Poe Dameron, even though I wanted a bit more of him in this movie, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing Han Solo and Leia back, and I love the ending to this film. And Kylo Ren, I forgot to mention. I wasn't 100% satisfied with his conclusion to his character, but I think that they did a really good job, and he's the best character in this new trilogy. Number 4, oh boy, we're getting some controversy here with this placement. The Last Jedi. Yeah. How do I justify this if there's any anti Last Jedi people in my comment section? This film is beautiful. Um, I think Mark Hamill gives his best performance as Luke Skywalker. Um, I don't think it is a it's disrespectful to the Luke in Return of the Jedi, because do people really ignore the fact that just listen to Ben's side of the story, or do they even bother listening to the fact that he felt ashamed of it and realized it was too late? It is just, anytime I hear that criticism and they don't think back to what he almost did to Vader. And my only issue with this film, cut the Canto Bite stuff out and cut Rose out. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to Kelly Marie Tran, but my God, the Canto Bite stuff in this film, um, half the time I just want to fast forward through it, and it would make for a much better movie. Um, yeah. So Last Jedi is my number 4. My number 3. Now, my top 3 are like the cream of the crop when it comes to Star Wars. So my number three is Return of the Jedi. Now, Return of the Jedi is my least favorite of the original trilogy, but what the heck, I still love Return of the Jedi. I enjoy the opening, even though it does feel like a second, like a different movie than the one we're watching. I love um, the space battle. It's my favorite space battle in any movie. The stakes are high, and it's my favorite space battle of all time. Not in just Star Wars, but in like cinema history. And then the lightsaber duel in the Emperor's throne room is just breathtaking. And um, I love like Vader's death scene is probably my favorite scene in the film, and I love it like how after he dies, it's like a sad music version of the Imperial March. It was great. Number two, A New Hope. My like this is the film that I would not be here sitting in front of this webcam talking about movies if it wasn't for this film. I love A New Hope. The binary sunset scene, probably my favorite shot in all of Star Wars. Even though it's not the most action packed film in the franchise, I think it is the. I think this film probably has the best story of the entire franchise. It's a simple farm boy saving the princess story, and it just works here. This film should have won Best Picture, and it is insane how well this film holds up after 40, like 42 years, almost 43. Holy crap, my dad must feel old. Don't, I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. Yeah, it is insane how well this film holds up. But my number one is my favorite film of all time, The Empire Strikes Back. How could I just. I love The Empire Strikes Back. Um, my favorite film of all time. It's like the first Star Wars film to start really taking risks, and it took the story in a much darker direction. Um, the battle for Hoth is uh, one of my favorite battles of all time. Just I want to screenshot the entire Battle of Hoth. Um, I cannot wait to get this on 4K Blu-ray just to relive that. And yeah, um, the lightsaber fight is my favorite lightsaber fight of the entire saga, and probably my favorite moment in any film is the "No, I am your father." Dun 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 dun. Dun. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, that's my all-time favorite film moment, and this film was so ballsy for its time, um, leaving us off on a massive, massive cliffhanger. So yeah, that is my ranking of all the Star Wars movies. If you guys have any, if we want to keep this live stream going for a little longer, we can. So So if you have any questions, leave them down in the chat. I see we have one person in here. If you can, say hi. I'm going to have to get my phone so I could advertise this. But yeah, Rise of Skywalker is coming to 4K tomorrow. I am getting the Target exclusive. I have that on pre-order. Ooh, I don't. M for Movies made a bit of a cameo in here. So ignore that. Hang on. YouTube live. Yeah, I probably should have done this earlier. But yeah, I'm going to be getting the other Star Wars 4Ks over the course of the next few weeks, hopefully. Right now, funds are a bit tight. I am unemployed right now. It is insane right now. Thankfully, I still live with my mom, because if I was unemployed, living on my own, it would be hectic for me. And gotta advertise this bad boy on Twitter. I see one person is in right now. Yeah, I should probably put 1917 back on the shelf. You're seeing kind of the process here. I have one small shelf here, then I have one tower shelf that is about that has just started the fourth row. And then eventually I'm gonna have to, when in the next few months or so, this shelf is gonna be filled up. I'm probably gonna get another tower shelf for here eventually. Waiting for more people to get on. Because I just want to respond to some chat stuff. Because I am a loser like that. I have like 130 subs, and I'm going to add this Snapchat. Let's see if I can put some filters through the. Ooh. Let's find a good filter. Live on YouTube. Yeah, I want it to be the end of the year so I could do another Blu-ray collection because those are like my favorite types of videos to make. I always look forward to those videos more than any other types of videos I say I'm gonna make. But as you can see, ooh, let's. Okay, but I am currently the you can't really see, it's not showing up that well that I'm monitoring things. Who else is on? If you're in the chat, say hello because I am bored and want to respond to some questions. It doesn't show up well on my phone screen, won't show up well on a webcam. It's random. Random. Let's share this bad boy to Twitter. Okay. Whoa. Why did I just start doing that? I might get off soon if no one else shows up. Because not a lot of people like to show up. I'm going to try to do these more often because I'm me. and I am not in quarantine. Well, I am in quarantine. I am in quarantine and I get bored. Ooh, my battery's running low.